The world of motoring has had to undergo many changes over the years, and one of them has been the acceptance of women into various areas and fields of expertise. Us girls aren't just drivers of fancy cars, but you'd be surprised what women have actually contributed over the years to the world of motoring. Jaguar Land Rover's head of marketing for the sub-Saharan region, Lisa Mallet, was recognized as Africa's most influential woman in business and government in October 2016. We're here to find out more about her fascinating journey in the world of motoring.
The journey in the motor industry has been an interesting one. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of sacrifices and a lot of rewards. I think that women in the industry need to hold their own. Unfortunately, women in the industry tend to be seen as, or rather women who are seen as assertive or who act assertive are seen as aggressive often. Whereas if a man acts in the same way, they're respected for it. And that makes it challenging. I don't think it's a motor industry thing. I think it's the workplace in general. I've never been challenged in this space as much as I have in probably the last year. I had my first baby last year in July, and I've never encountered guilt as I've encountered now. And it's tough, and I can't say that I get it right all the time, but I've also gotten good with the fact that I can be certain things at certain times. So sometimes I can be a career woman, and sometimes I can be a great mom and a wife and a friend and a daughter. But I can't be all those things all the time. So my advice for young women, be it in the motor industry or any industry in the workplace, is have an opinion, stand your ground, but be credible in what you say and what you do.
From one mover and shaker to another, Tembi Sitole from G&T Auto believes you must always communicate openly and clearly with customers. This helps to deliver outstanding and personal service. Tembi, good seeing you after such a long time.
Nice to see you again.
I am so glad that you followed your dreams. You are truly an inspiration. But you are now here, owner of G&T Auto. How did that come about?
I started as a car washer when I entered this motor industry in 1986. So I was learning from car washing. I became a plastic bumper repairer, receptionist, became an office administrator, become a manager for the office administrators. I moved from that company, I went to another one, I became a general manager. So I was given an opportunity to start up my own business. That's why I'm here today.
What has it been like? How would a woman go into a panel beating industry of all things?
What is nice on my side, I know the industry from the bottom. And I learned each and every step while I'm working for the industry. So it was challenging when I'm starting because I'm in a male-dominated industry, and there's a lot of challenges.
So for any lady out there who's watching, who, like myself, until I met you a couple of years ago, last year, I had no idea that this was actually an opportunity. What would you say to women who are looking perhaps to go into motoring but from a different, area?
The biggest challenge ladies they've got, it's fear. If they can conquer that fear, because I know a lot of ladies who worked for motor industry, worked for panel shop for a long time, but to take that other step and move from being employed to be an owner of the business, there is just that fear. What is going to happen if I move here? And that's why a lot of people, they're holding back. And hopefully, if they see me today, and it's going to change the mindset of a lot of people.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Good seeing you again. Off circuit, Claire helps run the family business, which ironically is a used trucks and trailer dealership. Claire, it's nice to see you on a chair, not in a speeding car.
I like to sit down sometimes, Vuyi.
So we're talking about the role that women play in the motoring field.
Yes.
And you have done some amazing things. Some of your accomplishments?
I think I'd rather say I've had lots of opportunities. I've started racing quite late in life, and I've raced cars like the V8 supercars, which are pretty awesome. Done drifting, which I still do now. Quite a varied motorsport palette.
So Claire, how did you get involved in the field of competitive motoring?
I always had a passion for cars. I didn't actually grow up in a motoring or motorsport-oriented family, although my great uncle won Le Mans in 1924, so I think it was in the genes all the time. But I actually had the opportunity to go for an advanced driving course at Car-re-okee in a BMW M3, and I think that kind of triggered everything. After that, I came home and I said, I really want to give racing a go.
And how was Don, your husband's reaction? I mean, like, here you are, past 40, mom, wife, business owner, and now you want to start racing. What did he say?
I think I was quite fortunate because he raced for many years as well, so I think he understood that passion. So he was very supportive. I couldn't have actually done it without him.
But for a woman coming in, what kind of support could she expect to get, if any? She's just come in, she's just watched this interview and she wants to give it a go. I know that it's going to be a little bit difficult for her when she doesn't have guidance. Where are the road markers, so to speak, for a young woman?
I must be honest, I haven't found it a major hindrance, and I think it's really your attitude. If you know that's what you want to do and you're committed to doing it, once you've earned your respect, you never really have a problem. So I think I think we mustn't discourage women by talking about things being male-dominated, and it sounds very daunting. It actually isn't really like that. I think if you're there and you're proving yourself, and I think women always have to work hard and you have to prove yourself. And how hard is that if it's what you really want to do?
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Before you earn the respect, you've got to work hard and prove yourself in that particular field where people actually think you're being a bit invasive.
Yeah. I think you get huge respect when you do go out there and prove yourself.
Yeah. That's the end. That's the cherry on top.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Listen, good luck this weekend with your race.
Thank you.
And we will certainly be watching and rooting for the Conti Subaru.
Fantastic. Thanks, Vuyi.
In another lifetime, I think I want to be as influential as the ladies that we've spoken with today. I want to do great feats in motoring too. But until then, I think I'll just settle for being able to design some of the key features within a car, such as that stop-start button. I mean, why is it placed at an angle that always threatens to break my nail tip? It can only have been designed by a man. I love singing. Okay, I might not have the best singing voice, but that doesn't matter, especially when I'm in the car. And I used to love singing in the car because I'm the only person in the car at the time, so nobody can actually fault my voice. But I was so self-conscious, like, what do people around me think? I must look completely crazy. But nowadays, who cares? I sing, and not just sing, out of tune, I dance too. Don't let me down. So today I'm on chauffeur duty. I've just been told to go and pick somebody up, and I don't know who it is, but apparently it's got to do with singing in the car. I hope it's not one of those judges from any singing competition, because then I will not be happy. So I'm really keen to know who I'm picking up. Wait. No. Just get into the car. Dude, just get into the car, okay? Hello.
How you doing? It's a little bit funny, this feeling aside. I'm not one of those that can easily hide. My name is Jacques Lagesse. I've been an entertainer for many years now. I'd buy a big house where we both could live. You're looking at good on 30 years odd, and I've done everything from starting off learning to play the thing on the guitar, and then playing in little small coffee shops.
And very soon we're going to be like belting it out.
We are, of course we are. Well, that's fantastic. That's good news.
What do you listen to when you're driving?
Me. Well, it's usually the mellow stuff. I enjoy some old school.
What do you think of people who sing whilst they're driving?
No, I think it's fantastic.
You would?
No, I absolutely.
You see people singing and dancing in traffic. What do you think?
It's fun, especially when they tune into the same channel, to the same station.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic.
Did you worry about what people might think of you whilst you're driving and singing and looking pretty daft sometimes?
I do it when I go for a walk, and I now belt it out, and the folk kind of know me by now.
The dogs bark and
they just wave.
Alarms go off.
The dogs, they go ow. But you don't know if it's because it's bad singing or I don't know, I'm not sure. But they keep doing it, so.
I think when the alarm system goes off, then you know there's a bit of a problem. Ready, if you're ready, if you're ready, I am ready.
Okay. They all know me then. Well, hey, they all know me.
You are so famous.
There's that crazy guy with the head. There he goes again. They think I'm mad.
I wonder why.
I take my dumbbells, my pink dumbbells, and I go walking down the road often. They think I'm crazy.
I wonder why.
I do a version of this song as well.
You do?
But not this one.
Okay, let me hear your version.
No. I do a version of Hello into Lionel Richie's.
All right, let's do this. Let's do this quickly before we get back to the house.
Hello, it's me. I've forgotten how it felt before your world fell at our feet. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your smile. You're all I ever wanted. My arms are open wide. 'Cause you know just what to say, and you know just what to do. But I want to start by saying I love you.
What might be a fun thing to do when driving could have the opposite effect, with disastrous results. Take, for instance, the habit of playing loud, up-tempo music. This affects your heart rate and your propensity to drive fast. But it's not just loud, fast music that affects your cognitive senses. Slow tempos also have the same effect. We talk more about this with Karen de Kock, a music therapist.
If you're driving, and we all know that singing and driving, you can have memories as a child, road trips where you were all singing. That produced a bonding chemical, dopamine or oxytocin, which helped people to feel a sense of connectedness. And if you think of the car radio, which was introduced in the 1930s, so that's when people started having music in cars, listening to the radio, listening to music. It is something that is part of us. But not all the music that you listen to while you're driving helps you to concentrate. Safe music says your heartbeat 60 to 80 beats per minute is safe. That is when you can cope. That's when you're alert. That's when you are in a comfortable. Anything above 80 beats per minute, higher, then you start getting, your heart starts racing, okay? Now, what happens when you're driving and your heart is racing? You want to race, okay? So your heart wants to meet the beats of the music. And they found that house music is 129 beats per minute, okay? So what happens with house music? People start driving faster. They start skipping robots. They're not alert. So that is not safe music for people, okay? Then when it comes to volume, they found that young people listen to music 95 decibels. You know how loud that is? That is like listening to a power lawnmower, a lawnmower on steroids, okay? So if you listen to 95 decibels constantly, what's going to happen? You're not going to hear what's happening around you. You're going to cut out anything that's happening. You won't hear a siren outside your car. You won't hear the Blue Brigade flashing their lights coming past you. You won't hear anything. You won't hear screeching brakes. So you will be in that zone of loudness, not alert. And that is where they say the most accidents take place, is when people are listening to very loud, very fast music. Because you get into a zone where you cut out everything.
Honestly, I don't know what it is about people who play their music loud. I mean, why? We don't need to hear it. We've got our own sound. On a serious note though, I wonder if you've ever spent the time to think about what your choice of music actually does to your driving and your ability to concentrate on traffic around you. The choice of music, the tempo, is all going to affect how you drive. When you are playing up-tempo music, you are going to drive in an up-tempo beat, which is probably one of the reasons why we have, so many accidents, because people basically lose their concentration. Try driving around in silence just for one trip and see if it will improve your ability to hear traffic around you and your ability to concentrate. It's really important. You'd think that it isn't, but clearly it is. The car I've had on test for the past couple of days, it literally makes my heart skip a beat. It's compact, it's cheeky, and with just enough power to make you want to take the long route to buy the newspaper. It'll surprise you to know that I'm talking about the Suzuki Swift Sport. So exterior-wise, the Suzuki Swift Sport is really eye-catching. Fantastic. But get inside and you'll find that they carry through the whole theme of sportiness. You've got that red stitching on the steering wheel and the gear lever and the seats, which really gives it that racy feel. I mean, yeah, I am excited. And then, of course, you've got the use of all sorts of materials within that give it a bit of a premium feel. So for a small, compact hatch, it actually feels a lot more upmarket. It's quite spacious on the inside. Well, the fact that you can basically adjust your steering wheel up and down, telescopic adjustment on your steering wheel is going to give the driver a lot of play. But for the rest of the passengers, remember that this is a small car. So when I say it's spacious, you might be thinking I'm contradicting myself, but for a small family, for a couple of people, mom, dad, two little ones in the back, it really does do the job. Of course, the boot area is not going to be that fantastic. It can't be. It is a compact hatch. So even if it is a small family, you might actually have to pack your things differently so that you get optimal space. Of course, you can always put the rear seats down. They fold down 60-40 split, so that'll give you a lot more space as well. You've got a chronograph-style meter cluster, which basically looks very sophisticated, but generally it'll give you all the information that you need about your driving, your fuel consumption, your distance, the normal stuff. It just looks sportier. One of the little things that I really like about this Sport is the fact that it has stainless steel pedals. Generally speaking, I wouldn't like that because your shoes, you would need to have rubber-soled, shoes so that you can grip onto the pedal. But because this is a bit of a sporty car, it's a racing car, sport pedals are quite a nice touch, and it just encourages you to do some extra fancy footwork, when you're changing the pedals. Of course, with the whole manual gear system, you've got a lot of room to do fancy footwork on. Maybe not on the national road like I am on right now, but definitely when you are on a track, which I'm not going to get to go on. Then if we look at it from a design perspective, because I'm talking about how it drives, it's been very well aerodynamically designed, I'd say. Even the side mirrors have been designed in such a way that your wind is going to flow over it in a way that doesn't restrict the movement or the performance of the car. Speaking of performance, 100 kilowatts, not bad for something this size. 6-speed manual, which is what you want in a sports car. So as with any good sports car, you're going to have a suspension that can really work hard when it's needed. Now, in this particular range of vehicles, you don't have the luxury of changing your drive performance. You can't go from eco to sport to comfort or whatever the case might be, like you might do in other vehicles. Even though you've got a sport suspension that is engaged all the time, you have a very high level of comfort. It's not a hard suspension. It's been specifically designed to actually give you a balance between sports hard driving, if you were to go into the track, and everyday normal driving, which is really cool. The Suzuki Swift has got a 5-star NeuroCap safety rating, which makes it optimally safe. Of course, you'd expect that it has a myriad of safety features. You've got your ESP, ABS, everything that you actually need to make your braking distance shorter and safer. And quite a few airbags too in a compact hatch. You've got dual front, curtain and side, so you're really cocooned pretty well in the event of impact. So here's why I'm so excited about the Suzuki Swift Sport. It's a compact hatch, I've already said that. Just under 4 meters in length, 3.8 and some change actually. Put a 1.6 litre engine under the hood. Give it 100 kilowatts of power, 160 newton meters of torque, and what you get is a really dynamic, sporty drive. Every day. You're going to want to take the long route to anywhere that you go. I certainly have. But in case you're wondering, fuel efficiency is excellent. 6 liters per 100 Ks is really not bad, particularly for the type of power that I've just described. And look, don't kid yourself though, you're not going to drive like Miss Daisy in this thing. It wasn't designed for that. You're going to drive like Schumacher, but unlike him, you actually have cruise control in the car, so don't worry about the speeding fines. There won't be any. So it's no secret that we South Africans really love our brands and we take our branded cars very seriously, but there are other options besides German-made cars, and this is one of them. If you are looking to be individualistic, if you are looking to stand out from the crowd, this is the vehicle to look at. It's modest in looks. The price is a little bit for me. It's in the 200,000 Rand mark, but it is value for money, and you're not going to hear me saying that quite a lot, so I'm only going to say that once. This is the car to look at. This is the car that you want to buy when you are looking to stand out and be different. It will meet your every need in terms of performance, space, styling, and fuel efficiency. I give it a saucy, I'll give it a 9. That's how much I like this car. And remember to always be on the lookout for other motorists. Bikers, pedestrians, and cyclists also have the right of way. Till next time, be safe.